This is a Santa Cinema, which is about to get remodeled. What? Okay.
You have lifetime access to everything.
All right.
You can even start it over every 90 days if you wanted, or just have it there.
So we're going to about the Katy area.
Now, speaking of workout videos,
45 South.
a lot of questions from people asking if they have
Katy. No, not Katy.
Clear Lake.
Clear Lake.
Bay Area. Webster.
is that you don't have to wait around for
This is
It's
the
actually Dickinson, I think.
a shipping fee.
Texas Roadhouse. Dickinson, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this road here is called Garth Road, and it's a pretty big or growing big place.
There's videos and written explanations of how to do every single exercise. If you want to work out from home, there's follow along 20 minutes.
There was a few years ago, there was nothing but cows and longhorns along this road. It was all farmland, and this is what we have now. Kroger moved down here from the old Baytown. They got a big Kroger over here behind the taco cabana. There's a Tractor Supply on our left. And so, yeah, I'm just going to drive for now because I'm trying to wake up. Let's see. Oh, that guy's tire is gone. See, his tire's gone. He's got a rim. He's gonna cut something. The bolt cutter. Kenneth Yachts. I don't know what he's trying to do. Alright. New street here. Was not there a few years ago. Crespo and Jarrell's funeral home. Yeah.
This was a part of a farm?
Yes. All this land here was a big farm.
This is a lot of work to build the street.
No, the trees, they grow on their own.
No, the street.
Oh, this street?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but this town, Baytown, they collect taxes from people. And then they use those taxes to build the roads. That's how we get a big roads, big nice roads. By the people that live here, they're the ones paying for this. So Baytownians, I think that's what y'all are called. Thank you for the nice roads. Aaron really likes them. Baytonians. Baytownians. I like Baytownians first. Alright, we're here at what is this street called? Lynchburg Cedar Bayou. Lynchburg Cedar Bayou. Oh, and by the way, that Walmart's right here in the corner. Behind the Captain D's is Walmart. You got Wells Fargo over here. And then further in the back, I just passed it, is IHOB and Chase Bank. And behind the Chase Bank is the Lowe's. And then behind the Wells Fargo is Home Depot. Can't see it right here, but anyways. If you're from Baytown, if you're a Baytownian, you might recognize this. Oh, green light. Usually in green light we go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Old school firehouse right here on the right.
It's because I asked you for the little sweater because I feel kind of hot, so I don't know if I should change it.
Yeah, well, the temperature's gonna drop later on today, so you might feel warm right now, but you're gonna feel good later on tonight. I mean, because you got a jacket. Alrighty then. So, Garth Road, Dodge Charger. Let me give a little card. Oh, he's turning. He's the one making the noise. Then right here we got coming up the hospital. This is Methodist in Baytown. And they have a life flight helicopter parked at the little airport here in Baytown. So Baytown Methodist is very blessed to have a helicopter a few blocks away. My dad was in that hospital and I got to see the helicopter land. That's how I know this. All right. So right here we're going into older Baytown. And what we're trying to do is get to 146. 146 is about a mile from here. I can see it already. You got Joe V's over here on the left.
It's actually Joey V's.
Oh, Joey V's.
But
And, but what?
it's easier to say Joe V's.
Oh. Well, that's how my mom says it. And Joey's.
Yeah.
Vayan a Joey's. Ahí se ahorran $3.
Actually, every Hispanic says it, calls it.
Joey's. Joe EVs is what it's called.
Well, actually, it's Joe. Is it Joe or Joey? It's J-O-E.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's Joe. Yeah, it's Joe. So yeah, you're right, Joe V's.
Mm-hmm.
Because Joey would be J-O-E-Y.
That's right.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
That's right. We're getting our names straight right now. And over here we got an abandoned hospital. If you're looking for a place for Halloween, we got one right here at the corner of.
It's not that interesting.
Oh, that's not.
Not like Jefferson Davis.
Whoa.
Whenever we used to go.
What was happening at Jefferson Davis? Jefferson Davis is the first one.
The first hospital.
Downtown.
Yeah.
We made it to 146 here. We're gonna get on 146 and go through Kima, trying to find 45 South. Clear Lake. All right. There's the abandoned hospital. Not abandoned, is it?
I think it is.
I don't know. So anyways, so you're telling me you had an adventure going into a hospital.
Why do I hear air? Like air coming in the window?
Oh, I think my window. I mean, the window in the back. Oh, no, it's the door is open.
No.
Yeah.
Well, stop so we can open.
Hold on. Well, nobody's at that door, but yeah, I'm gonna stop. So we just got on 146.
Well, no, I mean.
I'm gonna stop right here. And what I'm gonna do is, I got my emergency lights on. My wife's getting out to. Oh, hold on. There. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift it down to first. It's an automatic, but I'm still going to shift it down and floor it. Because I got people behind me.
Wait, is that us or is that truck?
Oh, it's us.
Is that okay? I've never.
I was taking off.
Oh. Since I've never heard that.
Yeah. No, that is
Mommy, can I use your
the
phone?
purpose of that.
Also use it.
Is when
You
you're
can use the tablet.
How it's going?
when you're about to take off as an emergency takeoff, go fast to get in the freeway. You want to go and use your RPMs.
Challenge.
Once we reach 60 miles an hour legal speed limit, then we shifted to full auto so that the transmission took over from that. But to take off, I had to use my RPMs, use my first, second gear. So this bridge right here, this Baytown Bridge, it used to be a tunnel. Used to be a tunnel back in the early 80s, 90s. Matter of fact, it was open. This bridge was open in 95, I believe. I am 99% sure that it was open in 95. You can already see the bridge right there. Look how beautiful that is. Thank you, Baytonians, for your tax money. You guys have a award-winning bridge that I enjoy using every time I can. You guys just make this area, this passway, so enjoyable. And I heard from someone that was involved with the construction that there was at least one person that lost their lives here, a worker. And so I think about that every time I come by here, that there's a worker whose body, I'm not sure if they didn't recover, because apparently he fell inside a tube, pipe or some kind.
Those big walls right there.
It could be those pillars, I don't know. So yeah, we owe this bridge not only to the people that pay taxes, but to this family that lost their loved one here during the construction of this beautiful place. Then another thing I love about this place right here is that you can see the San Jacinto monument from here when you're going over the bridge. You know, as we all know, Texas was one from Mexico here along this river, along this water stretch, which is now Buffalo Bayou, or the Houston Ship Channel. Oh, by the way, we're going into Porte right here. This is Porte. We are on 146. So the other thing that I was saying about the bridge and what was there before was a tunnel. And I don't know where the tunnel is, or it used to be, but I'm pretty sure it has to have some kind of little historic marker or some kind.
Yeah, we haven't found it.
So if you know where it's at, again, this is Baytown Porte Bridge, and there used to be a tunnel here. You might remember it from the 80s up to the 90s, early 90s. Tell us where it's at, because you looked online, right?
I tried, I didn't really.
Yeah, we kind of searched on our phones the other day because we wanted to go see where this tunnel used to be. Because in the 90s, when it was still open, first of all, we were not driving yet ourselves. Second of all, we were getting our first cars, our first houses and stuff. So we were not coming this far out of Houston. So it is just here recently that we started to get to know these places. So yeah, the haunted hotel of downtown Houston. Jefferson Davis. It is now apartments, right?
Yeah.
Sadly,
Luxury apartments, or
sadly, they're just apartments.
what do they call them? Not luxury. They call them
Artist lofts.
Yeah, they are.
So this guy right here is going slow because he knows Porte Police Department. They'll hide at the bottom of these hills and clock you, and they'll ticket you because that's how Porte survives. The Porte Police Department, by clocking you if you're going down the hill 3 extra miles per hour.
Mommy,
They will get you.
Oh, it's okay.
Close it or try something different.
But we are already about to leave Porte, and we don't see cops, so we're gonna go ahead and go 60 miles an hour and pass this guy.
Let me see. Let me try my phone, my watch, with Siri, because he has my phone and I can't map it.
Man, that's like Simpsons.
Siri, take me to the Tanger outlets.
Which Tanger outlets?
Answer her.
I'm trying to. She gave me a list. So I'm trying to figure out.
All this on a watch.
Golf Freeway? Yeah, right. It should be Golf Freeway.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing it on my watch.
Wow.
I never use Siri on my phone, so I'm trying to.
Siri is a mega computer. In the future, it's just going to be called the Beast, but right now, let's just call it Siri, right? So Siri will answer 80% of your questions. And we'll text you 5% of your answers for your questions. And then if you ask it who Jesus Christ is, it'll just go blank. It doesn't.
You want me to test it?
Let's do it.
Siri, who is Jesus Christ?
Here's some information.
It gave me
Give you what?
a picture. It's sending me to Wikipedia, and it says Jesus, and there's like a picture of Jesus, and then it says Jesus, also referred to as Jesus of Nazareth, and Jesus Christ was a first-century Jewish preacher and religious leader. He is the central figure of Christianity.
Okay, now try Christ.
And it says birth name, Jesus the Nazareth.
Yeah, so it's in you to Wikipedia.
Place of,
Look, I got it too.
But
whatever.
Christ, who is Christ?
Siri, who is Christ?
Okay.
I got
I
it
found
too.
this.
The same.
Wikipedia, okay. So, alright, they at least linked it
Olivia,
to.
it says birth name, Jesus Christ, place of birth, Bethlehem, place of death, Calvary, Father Joseph, Mother Virgin Mary, notable work, prayers of Jesus and parable of Jesus, occupation, religious leader, carpenter, prophet, and preacher, religion, Judaism, medical condition, wound, parent, Virgin Mary and Joseph.
Yeah, okay, well. Last year, I remember my nephew was showing me how Siri would say, I'm sorry, I do not recognize that name.
Well, maybe now it's
So,
keep right. What does it say? Oh no.
it wants to go. It wants us
yeah,
to.
probably.
Oh, look at the
It was
military.
trying to take me on red bluff.
Military. Why is the military here?
Because they're
What's going on?
trying to go to
Oh, they're going to the border.
the border.
They're going to the border to stop the Central Americans who are probably at the border today.
No,
No?
It said it was going to take them more than
Okay. So there's a bunch of Central Americans walking through Mexico. They're going to the border of this country. And they just want asylum. And out of 10, 20,000 people that are coming, they probably will give a few of them, a dozen of them, asylum that really deserve it. But the other thousands, they gotta go back.
that. I don't know why they would be doing that.
Yeah, I know.
What is your opinion on that? Since you are from Mexico, we're not Mexican American. We're actually from Mexico.
Born in
because we were
Mexico.
born in Mexico.
But we got here as soon as we could speak.
Yeah, I guess. Well, no, we didn't get here. They brought us here.
Oh yeah.
Our parents.
So, but here's the thing. In my case, my great-grandparents were already here. I guess I don't know the story. I don't know how they got here. I think they used to come and work on farms and stuff, like your grandparents
So
were
they
telling
were
us.
migrant workers.
Yeah. And I guess from here they fell in love with some of the girls from here, because like my grandma was born here. She was an American. So anyways, we ended up in Mexico because of
Y'all went back. Your mom says that they went back. Was it her mom or her
Yeah.
grandma that went back because during, was it the Depression?
the Depression.
Because
of
the
1930s.
United States, the government offered anybody that wanted to go back to their countries, they could go back, take their belongings
As much as they
as
want.
much as they wanted, and that's
For
what
free.
she said, that her grandma or great grandma, her mom was young, So which is your grandma?
Yeah.
And they moved, or they left, they went back to Mexico in the train.
Yeah.
And they took all their belongings, so that's how they ended up back in Mexico.
Hey, are we turning here at NASA?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just gonna go that way and then hit 45.
And look, money.
But the messed up thing, it was my grandpa, the one that was Mexican. I mean, great grandpa. My grandma and my great grandma were American, but they married a Mexican.
Yeah, so they had to go back. So your
they
grandma
moved with their husbands over there.
Your grandma went to school here and all that as a teenager. They went back to Mexico, and then that's when your grandma met your grandpa, and they got married over there in Mexico. So
And
she had your mom.
Right.
Yeah. What is this?
NASA.
No, the place, the town.
Well, they call it
Turn right.
oh, what's that heart? Oh my gosh.
Mama, it's set to turn right.
I know we're turning left. We're turning right.
The Kima's on the other side
No,
of the.
it's not Kima. It's the other. You'll see right now the
What
city.
did it say?
Just to keep going on the street. It's called something Bay. Hold on. Seabrook.
Seabrook. There's
Yeah.
a Seabrook City.
Not even Bay. I don't know what.
So Seabrook, they got a police department, I think. So we have to go extremely careful. By extremely careful, I mean do not go 1 mile over the speed limit, because you will get spanked.
So then.
And over here, they don't give tickets; they spank you.
Okay.
They're still under an old law from 1982.
Whatever.
So then, what happened?
So then, that's when your grandma married in Mexico, and then she had your mom. And then she had your mom, right? But then that was the story your mom gives us. But your dad's story, I don't know what is their story, but
You don't know.
I can't remember, but your dad's
The
mom.
FBI.
No, your dad's mom was born here
Yeah.
I don't know if she was born in Texas, but
And she left because great grandpa was chased away from this country.
so that was her dad.
Yeah, oh yeah, no. It was her grandpa.
I know, but how come she was an American citizen? Your grandma, your dad's mom.
Whoa. What?
That I can't remember that. You have to ask your dad again.
Oh, well then,
What?
yeah, I don't know how my great grandpa ended up in Mexico if he's not the one that committed the crime.
But the question here is how was your mom, your grandma, American citizen, and then
Cause that happened in the. Oh, I don't know when it happened.
that was way before she was born.
Yeah, that happened in the 30s,
So
40s. When
No, your dad's from 43, so that's way more.
Oh yeah, it had to have been in the 20s.
Okay, well, anyways, we're gonna figure that story out because you gotta know that part. But,
Yeah.
so, am I giving the story to you? It's your family.
But you know it. I got nothing
Yeah.
to hide. Tell me my background. Tell me.
But you're the one that's supposed to know and say it.
I'm driving. I can't be telling stories and driving.
Well, okay, so then that's how your grandma from your dad's side, or she was an American citizen. So the story that your mom gives is that, yeah, when your mom, she married in Mexico and she had y'all, her mom never came back. I mean, she spoke English and all, but she never came back. She stayed in Mexico. So your other grandma, your dad's mom, she's the one that would come, you know, she would go back and forth visiting. She would come back over here and she would go back to Mexico. I think she would come work, right? And then she would go back.
Yeah.
Well, since she was a citizen, then she started petitioning for her children that none of them were born here. They were all born in Mexico.
Yeah.
So she started doing that for the ones that she had. She had all of them already, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but she was able to apply for the residency only for, who was it? Only the oldest one and the youngest, because I don't think she did for everybody.
No, she did.
She did for everyone? It was everyone?
Yeah. She brought my grandpa first.
Okay, well, she did everyone, so she petitioned for everyone. But since your dad was already married, the whole filing or the whole...
Oh, yeah. It was slower.
how do you call that? The process included his wife and his children, which is y'all. So that's how, whenever y'all got your residency, you were like a year old. So y'all didn't even have to leave Mexico in order for y'all to get your residency. So she just, I don't know how the process went back then in the 70s, but it's like she just said, okay, here's your residency.
Yeah. She just called us.
It's a tiny
Well, no, I
fox.
remember your mom talking about.
Bless me.
It is a tiny fox.
Oh, look at this beautiful mansion.
Just look at this tiny fox.
The mansion from the Texas Oil.
No.
Yes, it is. It was built by oil.
You remember the story?
Tiny.
I don't want to say it's huge, but it was one of those big oil guys.
And it was their vacation home, I think.
It was just the outskirts of Houston home.
So then, I remember your mom saying that she would have like paperwork from the INS, and they would have to file it. Y'all would take their passports,
Bunch of
pictures.
ladybugs.
Shh, guys, I can't hear myself talk. So then that's how then finally y'all became residents, and then y'all would come visit, but then y'all would go back.
Yeah. Because my
Oh no,
other grandma was still alive, and so my mom's mom.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why we have to travel back and forth to see in grandmas.
Yeah. But then when y'all came,
Oh, this is NASA, by the way, guys. We are driving in front of NASA. And NASA has some codes on the road. Listen to this. You're going to hear like...
I don't think they can hear it.
Hold on. No, I didn't hear it. But look, they got a little train going on over there.
It's like a tourist.
Look at the little train, guys.
Mommy, a duck. I saw a duck.
A duck?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, we didn't get to hear it today, but sometimes you're driving in front of NASA and you can hear like a sound or codes.
I think it's this lane. So,
Mm-hmm.
where are they?
The airplanes over here. You can kind of see one right there. You see
I
the
think
tails.
I know that train is for the tourists that go from the visitors from one place to another.
There, you saw the spaceship. And there's a capsule over here. And some jets right in front of NASA. That looks pretty cool. So Space Center Houston is here, guys.
You should have driven.
And there's a beautiful bus over here.
2.
just to make it. Oh, it's 2. Look at the buses, guys.
Bus.
Merlo, dang, those buses. Well, at least we know where to park when we bring our buses.
Okay, so then stay on the NASA road.
Yes, 3 names.
Like you're going to France.
Okay.
So then, yeah, once you had your residency, y'all would come, visit, go back to Mexico, come back. But then y'all started working.
I'm a dragon.
Guys, driving to Michigan, working as migrant workers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how y'all started traveling from Mexico. Y'all would come in seasons
Yeah.
to Michigan. Tell them the story about whenever you there was hardly any Hispanics. And
Yeah, so we lived in, we went to school in Lansing, Michigan. And I'm talking about 1986, 1987. And so we would go to school. We spoke no English. We were the only dark people in the school. And so all the white little kids thought we were so amusing to look at, to stare at, to hang around with. So every time we walked somewhere, there was a group of white little kids that followed us just because they were amazed to see a dark person.
like you said they wanted to see what you were doing.
Yeah, when we went to lunch in the cafeteria, we would go grab our lunch, and then they would all want to come sit on our table. And so it was a strange way of living, but
How did you feel?
I mean, I understood that they were.
How old were you?
I didn't feel offended or anything.
How
I
old
was
were you?
like 8 years old.
I know. I mean, it wasn't like racist or anything like that. It was.
Oh, I was 10 years old.
It was more like, hi, you know, like they're trying to.
Oh yeah. No, and because they were wanting to share stuff with me, and they would talk to me, but I didn't know what they were saying. When they opened their mouths, it was like,
That's what you would hear.
Hey, do we go straight?
Yeah, go straight.
And
Oh, no, Galveston, sorry.
Oh my goodness, no, too late.
No, you can't.
No, too late. The car was next to us.
Yeah, but he was gonna. If it was,
Now we're
we had
going
a
to
chance
Galveston.
after. No, we're not. This is taking us
I'm not
north.
going to cause an accident just to get to a place. This is not even important. Now, where we're going? Where's this taking us?
It's taking us back, so you have to find an exit and then go back south.
This is taking us to 45 going north towards Houston, towards downtown. At least they get to see the view.
There's a steak and shake. I've been wanting to try them.
There's a Twin Peaks. Oh, what is that? No, never mind. There's a Cavender's.
It's like a sports place, I think. Right here, exit here so we can go back, make a U-turn.
All right. So this
That's
is
the Pluckers we came to one time.
this is 45 South, coming from Galveston into Houston.
I'm a dragon.
Huge. This is Donald Trump-sized freeway. Huge. Our president loves this freeway because it's huge.
Take the exit.
Oh, by the way, he was here.
We did.
He was here a couple of weeks ago.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and this is the freeway he was on.
Yeah, he
Because he had to come to NASA to take off.
This had no strap.
In Air Force One.
Ellington.
Yeah, but Ellington Field is like NASA. It's
Half a mile.
it's pretty much government base.
Yeah, but they're not at the same location.
No, they're not, but pretty close.
You gotta make a U.
Go back that way?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna make a U-turn here.
I'm a dragon.
By the way, there's a lot of nice restaurants here in this area. So is this
That's Baybrook Mall.
Baybrook Mall
across
coming
the-
up? So this is like Clear Lake area or something? Or is it
Yeah.
still Seabrook?
No, yeah, this is more clear. Well, it's Bay
Look,
Area.
Space Center Houston to the right. Making a U under the freeway.
Turn this on, go.
Yeah, Baybrook Mall is that over there. That's Baybrook Mall.
You can get back on the freeway because it's a thick little long drive.
See that
For real, I messed up that bit.
That alligator
Oh,
come
that's
back. I want to eat you.
Scared me.
Yep, that's how you became a resident.
I was just forced. My grandma just sent a letter. Hey, you guys are residents of this country now.
I'm not gonna wear basketball.
And I was like,
No, we don't have it.
¿Qué?
Wow.
And that was it.
But then y'all wouldn't stay here because your mom really didn't like it.
No.
A dragon in the day.
Her story,
The thing
her
is-
story is, I mean, we're talking reality. We're talking life here.
Look, NASA.
No, don't exit here.
Oh.
Stay in the
So what's the real life story?
We're gonna be honest. I mean, in all honesty, that's how, you know, we're gonna give truth.
Yeah.
So, your mom, she said she didn't like she didn't like staying, or she didn't want to stay because she says that the family that was living here, or whenever y'all would come and stay with whoever, you know, family members over here. Oh, look, that's Top Golf.
Well, those are the nets for it.
I think it is Top Golf. Oh, yeah, it is. It does say.
Oh, look, my grandma's buried here in this cemetery.
Cemetery.
And my grandpa.
Forest Park East. Aaron, give him the. You're gonna exit number 17.
So then what? What was the
Her
honesty?
story says that. So when she would come over, I mean, she loved going to Michigan. You know, they would work, go back to Mexico, and then come back, and so back and forth. But I guess since they would come whenever they would like pit stop here in Houston with family members, or
Yeah.
I think they were already living here, right? She said that she didn't see any difference, like as far as their way of life. Like, you know, they live in these very, I mean, how could I say it? Humble
Yeah.
beings, you know. It wasn't like, oh wow, you're in the United States.
You're successful.
There's success for everybody, just like how all these migrant workers think. They think that, yeah, we gotta get to the United States, you know, because we need to get, for whatever reason, I understand, you know, they're running away from danger, from gangs, from death, all that, you know, poverty.
Right.
But the thing is that they think that coming over here is like a dream come true, which to
Like
me,
it's automatically gonna save
in
their
all
life.
honesty, I believe that they will suffer even not the same as their country, but they suffer.
Yeah.
They suffer because of racism, first of all, the main reason. I mean, that's the truth.
Discrimination.
Discrimination. and it's worse because now it's like they're hurting, they're breaking them, their feelings, their emotions, you know, I don't know, that's what I think. So your mom, she's like, well, I mean, it's not really that like awesome. I mean, I can live the same way they're living here in Mexico. I'm living fine, you know. So that's why she wouldn't want to come and stay. But I guess in the end, I guess your dad convinced her to come or stay, whatever. So that's when. How old were you then, or when did you come? When you came and stayed.
When I stayed, I was 8 years old.
So then that was already in the 80s.
Yeah, 86, 87.
So and I know that her story is different because she always says that she felt like that maybe because she didn't go through poverty in Mexico. Like, I mean, they weren't like wealthy. They weren't wealthy, but at the same time, like she said that she did not know or feel what it was not to have food for that day.
Right, and then mainly not just the hunger, the food, but mainly there was no danger in Mexico in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
It was a beautiful place to go. I mean, it was a beautiful, safe place to be at.
To visit on the summer vacations, I would love going.
We traveled back and forth, and the worst that we encountered is the actual federales charging a fee, you know, asking for $5, $20, which was illegal, but, you know, even the poor federales, they don't make a lot of money. So it's like, here, you know, here's $10. That way y'all can take your kids to pizza tonight. You know, it was no big deal. But now, when they started kidnapping people and all that, it's like, oh, we stopped going. We have not been to Mexico in a decade.
I'm gonna say, yeah, actually, when was the last time I went? When Genesis was like 1.
Well, that's more than a decade ago. We're kind of getting brave enough to take a trip, but
yeah, I'm feeling
it really left a lot of sadness on what happened in this last 10 years. The Mexican border, especially.
So that's the story of your life, and that's how you ended up here.
And then you forced me to get married with you and all that. But that's another story, right? It's another story that you can share with us another time.
Hey, so I did come illegally. I mean, I was a baby. My parents did come in. I'm in their residence now. You know, we're legal now, but that's how I came in this country. I was like 3 years old. So yes, our grammar maybe might not, our vocabulary might not be that 100% Americanized, but we were raised here.
We were half or
half. Like, so you came in when you were what, like 8 years old?
already 3rd, 4th grade.
And I did start.
And then in 3rd and 4th grade, I had to learn English.
Yeah.
So I can talk to the teacher.
And I did go to pre-K here. I remember those moments where I had to practice how to say I want to go to the bathroom, or may I go to the bathroom, and I was so nervous, thinking like, paying attention to all the kids, how they said it. This is the exit.
Where are we going?
Take
To the
the
left?
exit.
To the outlets right there, straight ahead. So I was, but I mean,
And they got a Buc-ee's over here.
I remember you didn't believe me that I was illegal.
Oh, because that's illegal.
No, but I'm saying, like, you didn't believe me because that I was not either a resident or a citizen. You thought I was born here.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, no, I'm
kids now I believe you, everything you say. Do I go in here? Or no?
Yeah, this is the entrance. You better believe me.
This officer is clocking people like...
Seriously? Oh no, he's drinking. Oh, he is. What
He's
in the
clocking
world?
people. And he puts the gun down when I recorded.
He saw that you're. That's funny.
Funny guy. He's so
Why
cute.
would, my goodness, that's too much.
Right at the entrance of the mall, he put his gun down.
Right here, Aaron.
He was so
Give
embarrassed.
my phone.
Wow, loser. Well, I went from cute guy to
Stop playing
loser.
with me.
Alright, so what is it?
Yeah.
Tanger or Tanger?
Mommy, everything's
Tanger,
Christmas.
Tanger, I don't know, whatever.
Why is everything
Outlets.
Christmas?
Because Christmas is around the corner.
Yep.
Mommy, it's Christmas?
It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas.
Mommy,
So,
it's
do I
Christmas
park
already.
somewhere here?
No, it's not, but we're still.
Is this area okay
Yeah,
for you?
I don't matter.
Mommy,
'cause
it's
I
about
know
to be Christmas.
Pretty soon.
We're gonna want. Hey, see where these ladies are.
It's
gonna
about to
come
be
out from.
Christmas.
Maybe
It's
they
gonna
might
be
be
Christmas.
somewhere here.
We're gonna, Dad, Mommy, can we put Christmas stuff outside of of our house? To buy stuff in the store? Christmas stuff? It's about to be Christmas. Mommy, after Thanksgiving, it's gonna be Christmas. But not Halloween.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
one
after
over there.
Thanksgiving.
Halloween's bad. Yeah, and Halloween it's not Christmas. Christmas is supposed to be like Christmas trees. And now
And as I said before,
don't
this is illegal, but this is one thing that I don't care that it's illegal. But I always back up into my parking space because it is just safer to leave. If there's any kind of emergency, I leave the fastest because I'm pointing outwards.
You know, people.
All right, we're here. So
People are gonna celebrate
hopefully we make another
Christmas.
movie on the way back.
Wow.
But this is gonna be it for today. As you can see, it is
Are we
5:28.
gonna get close?
No, it's not 5:28. What time is it?
4.
It's 4:28. The time just rolled back this weekend. Today, matter of fact.
I can't get presents because
All
I
right.
already have.
I have a material witness on an aggravated battery with a handgun, and they believe this might be in retaliation to her testimony.